Hello everybody, it is me, Nuclear, and today I am going to be talking to you guys about my top 10 Pokemon break. Break Pokemon didn't get much love in the Pokemon community. This has to do with having to just evolve them so much. Like, if you look at the Pokemon card, a Chestnut break, it seems like its attack is extremely powerful, but when you think about it, you would need to evolve it 3 times in order to get to that stage. Pokemon like the beloved Carbink break and powerful Xerneas break are much of what's remembered from that era. But today, I'm here to talk to you about my top 10 Pokemon break. Now, you may not agree with me on all of these. Some of these didn't really get much recognition, but I think that they're really good cards. And if you have any questions, then feel free to let me know in the discussions tab. Without further ado, let's get started. Bringing up the rear at number 10 is Machamp Break. This Pokemon was released as part of the XY Evolution set, the last set in the XY series. Machamp Break's Boomerang Lariat attack is quite powerful when you look at it. For 3 fighting energy, which is quite a bit of an attack cost, it does 100 damage, but if you read the text, it does 100 more damage during your next turn. If we look at the Machamp that this was released with in Evolutions, this means that if you use its Seismic Toss attack during your next turn, the attack would do 220 damage. The problem with Machamp Break, though, is that you have to evolve it so many times in order to really get to that stage. I mean, this could be played with the Rare Candy card, which I love, by the way, but it's still a little hard to pull off. You'd still have to evolve it 3 times, even with the Rare Candy. Next on the list is Noctowl Break. This Pokemon was released as a promo from XY. It has 130 HP and is a colorless type. Its attack, Night Scan, for 3 colorless energy, does 60 plus. Your opponent reveals his or her hand. This attack does 30 more damage for each trainer card you find there. The Hoot that was released in XY Breakthrough or Breakpoint, I believe, which was meant to be played along with this Noctowl Break, has an attack that lets your opponent not play any trainer cards from their hand during their next turn. Now, you could use this with the Shrine of Memories trainer card, which lets your evolved Pokemon use attacks from their previous evolutions. What you would do is you would get a Noctowl Break down and put also down the Shrine of Memories, so then the Noctowl Break can first use Hoot's attack, making it so your opponent couldn't play any trainer cards, and then on your next turn use Night Scan to deal a lethal amount of damage. Next on our list is Clawitzer Break. This water-type Pokemon has 130 HP and has an attack that for 1 colorless energy is called Lock On. The defending Pokemon can't retreat during your opponent's next turn. During your next turn, any damage done to that Pokemon by attacks is increased by 120. Now, that could be quite powerful for your game. If you use it with the Clawitzer from the Steam Siege set, which is what Clawitzer Break was released in, then during your next turn, you could deal 180 damage. And you could also play the Clawitzer Break with Lysander, switching your opponent's active Pokemon out with one of their benched Pokemon, so then you could get the Pokemon out that you wanted to deal the damage to. Your opponent also wouldn't be able to retreat that card in their next turn. This could let you deal a heavy blow to your opponent's Pokemon. Up next is Noivern Break. This Dragon-type Pokemon has 130 health, and for 1 Psychic Energy, 1 Dark Energy, and 1 Colorless Energy, can do 70 plus. Its attack is called Synchro Woofer. If you have the same number of cards in your hand as your opponent, this attack does 80 more damage. Now, if you play Noivern Break with the Noivern released in the same set as it was, you can use its Tuning attack to draw cards, and you can shuffle your hand into your deck and draw a card for each card in your opponent's hand. Now, that ends your turn attacking, so that could potentially mess up your strategy. But I think a much better strategy would be to use the Judge card, where each player shuffles his or her hand into his or her deck and draws 4 cards. That would make sure you and your opponent have the same number of cards in your hand. Coming up next, Wobbuffet Break. Wildcat Break was released as a promo in the XY series. It has 140 health and is a Psychic-type Pokemon. Its somewhat humorous attack name, Right Back At You, costs 1 Psychic Energy and 1 Colorless Energy. The attack reads, discard all energy attached to this Pokemon. During your opponent's next turn, if this Pokemon is damaged by an attack, even if this Pokemon is knocked out, put damage counters on the attacking Pokemon equal to the damage done to this Pokemon. This is useful because if your opponent plans to end the game next turn with an extremely powerful attack, you could almost make it a tie by using this Right Back At You attack, knocking out both active Pokemon. And a way to get out of the catch of its attack, discard all energy attached to this Pokemon, could be to use the card released in XY Phantom Forces, Dimension Valley. This card makes your Psychic Pokemon's attacks cost 1 colorless energy less. This could make it so using Right Back At You could only cost 1 Psychic Energy, making it so you only have to discard 1 energy in order to use the attack. This could make for a very powerful combination. Eradicate Break, a colorless type with 110 health, has this attack called Super Fang for a double colorless energy. The attack reads, put damage counters in your opponent's active Pokemon until its remaining HP is 10. This could be game changing. If your opponent has something powerful like a Mega Pokemon out, and you use this attack, you could single-handedly almost knock out their active Pokemon. Then, on your next turn, or if you used it in the previous turn, you could use the Eradicate's attack from the set that Eradicate Break was released in to make your opponent's active Pokemon poisoned, which would then deal 10 damage to them in between turns, knocking them out. Filling in the number 4 spot on our list is Xerneas Break, a Fairy type with 150 health. Xerneas and Yveltal Break were released as part of the XY Steam Siege expansion in 2016, the penultimate set in the XY series. Xerneas and Yveltal are the 2 main Kalos region legendary Pokemon, so it is only fitting that they should both get breaks in the same set. Xerneas Break, for 2 Fairy Energy, has an attack known as Life Stream, which it does 20 times. This attack does 20 damage times the amount of energy attached to all of your Pokemon. The reason why Xerneas Break is ideal is 1, because you only have to evolve it once from Xerneas. 2, because it has 150 health, quite a good amount of health for a Pokemon that you only have to evolve once. And second, because Life Stream can deal quite a good amount of damage. Right off the bat, it will deal 40 damage, which I realize isn't very much. But if you have energy attached to your other Pokemon, it can deal quite a good amount of damage. I believe that Xerneas Break was used in some decks like Rainbow Road, with the Xerneas from Breakpoint or Breakthrough. I get those sets mixed up a lot. It's just kind of a thing. The Xerneas, which was released in Steam Siege, which was the same Xerneas that was released in XY, except with different card arts, has this attack that is called Geomancy, which lets you attach a Fairy Energy card to one of your bench Pokemon. This will let Life Stream do more damage, so this makes it kind of like a two-turn combo, which isn't exactly ideal, because over your opponent's turn, your 2-turn combo could get mixed up, with them switching out your bench Pokemon, changing the number of cards in their hand, or knocking out your active Pokemon. Let's move on to the number 3 spot, where we have Carbink Break. Carbink Break was released in the XY Fates Collide series. Carbink Break is ideal because, like Xerneas Break, you only need to evolve it once. It also has 110 HP. It is a fighting type. Its attack, Diamond Gift, for 1 fighting energy, deals 20 damage. And the text reads, attach 2 energy cards from your discard pile to one of your fighting Pokemon. This is a very good setup move for a very cheap energy cost. Carbink Break isn't amazing, but it's kind of a nice thing to have in a fighting type deck, where it could help you in a lot of ways to set up your powerful Pokemon. Up in the number 2 spot, I have Ninetales Break. Now, I realize that a lot of people probably disagree with this. Ninetales Break didn't really get much recognition, probably from the thing where you have to discard energy from it in order to use the attack. Ninetales Break is a fire type, obviously, that has 140 HP. For 1 fire energy and 1 colorless energy, its attack, Explosive Fireball, which is an awesome name, by the way, does 10+. Discard all fire energy attached to this Pokemon. This attack does 60 more damage for each energy card discarded in this way. Now, discarding energy from a Pokemon isn't ideal, but what is ideal is that at the same time, the Burning Energy card was legal. The Burning Energy, special energy, makes it so it's only allowed to be attached to a fire Pokemon, and if it is discarded the effective attack from that fire Pokemon, you attach it back to that Pokemon after attacking. If you have 2 Burning Energy attached to Ninetales Break, you could deal 130 damage for 2 fire energy, with basically no setbacks. Now that seems pretty awesome to me. You could play Ninetales Break with something like Welder or Blacksmith to attach energy to it. This would also be a really good combination. And in the number 1 spot for the best Pokemon Break, in my opinion, we have Zoroark Break. This Pokemon was released in either Breakthrough or Breakpoint. Like I said earlier, I get those two mixed up so much. I probably need to go and look which ones they are. Pokemon set symbols. Let's see. Down here. Okay. This one's Breakpoint. This one's Breakthrough. Okay. But it has 140 health and it is a dark type. For 1 darkness energy, its attack, Foul Play, deals no immediate damage, but lets you use one of your opponent's active Pokemon's attacks as its attack. This is amazing, period. Okay? If you play this Pokemon with something like Escape Rope or Lysander, you can make it so your opponent gets the Pokemon out that you need them to. Say that they have something really powerful on their bench, like how about a Mega Mewtwo, which was legal at the time. You can then use the Mega Mewtwo's attacks on itself to deal a massive amount of damage. That is extremely good. Now, Zoroark Break, you would have to evolve 2 times, but it is still really powerful. That's it for this video, guys. Remember to like, subscribe, and leave a comment in the discussion tabs. Also tell everybody, but the outro will say that, so I don't know why I always keep saying that, but bye.